Hello and welcome to Citywise. I'm Rod Cox Cooper, your host for this segment. Have you been curious about programs in the City School District to deal with student attendance? If so, we're going to deal with that subject right here, right now. We've got two guests in the studio. One is Daryl Kittleberger, to my immediate left, customer service representative. Our next guest is Jane Voles Newsom, who's an attendance specialist with the district, representing a new program from what I understand. So let's get right into it. The program is called S.O.A.R.S, and that's an acronym, so let's hear what that's all about.
The title of the initiative is the School Development Operations Attendance Initiative. And that initiative's primary function is to reconnect secondary students with chronic attendance issues back into the educational system in the city school district. When we're reconnecting those students, we're also bringing other services that are implemented in those buildings, such as free lunch programs, health awareness programs, and even student support.
And one of the issues that tends to come up these days in the city of Rochester, particularly with a lot of the violence, is the issue of truancy. Does this program also deal with truancy, and if so, how?
Well, the S.O.A.R.S program is based on truancy. Our referrals come from house administrators, at which point we then do home visits. We have a number of targets that we do when we do a home visit. One is current information. It is important that our schools know where children live, who their responsible adult is, current phone numbers. All that information is gathered at a home visit. We also have a responsibility during the conversation with parents and students to inform them of New York State rules. Children who are under 16 years old are mandated to go to school. They don't have a choice. And parents and students need to realize if they continue truancy, that the city school district will be obliged to do a number of things, either a PINS petition, possibly child protective referral, or juvenile court. Our older students who are 17 and older, who may not be doing as well within the normal school setting, we want to offer them programs where they can succeed and extend their education past high school, such as Job Corps. We have the GED program at Hart Street. We have the MCC Stages program. It is our job to inform and suggest things for our students and our parents so truancy won't be an issue.
Absolutely. Now, we mentioned that the program is new, but let's let the audience know how new.
The program started February of 2005, and from February 2005 until June 2005, over 300 home visits have been done. And with that, 44% of those students have been reconnected back into our educational setting. The district feels that in order to be a successful student, you have to be in class.
I think most folks would agree with that. Yeah. In terms of this program, was it modeled after other programs nationally or locally, or how did this all come to be?
No. Definitely not. Our superintendent's cabinet, we're trying to think of a program to deal with the attendance in our district in a creative way. There being the S.O.A.R.S team.
And it was a dynamic program that they put together with an administrator, a group of individuals going out doing home visits. They saw this issue as something that needed to be addressed, and they wanted it to be addressed on a customer service level. They wanted it to be addressed on a community level, and as she said, that's where the S.O.A.R.S team comes in.
And what has the reaction been so far as you're connecting with these families and really working the streets, working the neighborhoods, which is where the answers are?
It's incredible because once parents find out what we're really there for, they're glad we're there. Mm-hmm. Even though many times we have to take a hard approach to truancy, parents understand our platform and realize that we are bringing a service to them and to their families. Mm-hmm. The community has been open. They're supporting us, they're supporting what we believe in and what we do, and we're bringing community organizations in to help us extend our hands out to our families.
And maybe that's one of the keys. It seems that people are saying, you know, there's not one specific area where the answer lies. It's a number of pieces in the community puzzle that
Correct.
Need to come to the table. And you all are doing that right now.
Exactly. And we are very enlightened with this program. And we're very satisfied that the superintendent's office took it as a priority. Mm-hmm. They really concern this as a top priority, that attendance be addressed.
Right. Now, in terms of the student population that you serve, is it elementary school, middle school, and high school? Is it all students, or do you focus?
We focus on secondary schools. Okay, there's high school students. Elementary school has an attendance problem, but not on the level that our high schools have. It is imperative that we reconnect students before it's too late.
I noticed, going back to the name of the program and the acronym, can't help but notice two things. One, the color.
Yes.
We can take that first, but also there's an animal, a logo on there, so explain that as well.
Well, the color was our idea, our team. We have a 6-member team. We wanted to be visible, we wanted to be accessible, and we are.
You're very visible, no question about that.
Our logo was also developed and created by us, okay? S.O.A.R.S stands for School Operations, Attendance, Reconnect Specialist. And team, we teach, we target, we educate, we accommodate, and we matriculate. And this has been, our shirts have been our marketing tool, and it's working for us.
It's working. Now, for the viewers at home, explain maybe what a typical day or typical, well, if there is a typical day.
There never really is a typical day.
Explain to us how this all works. Again, it's a new program. It's targeting and tackling a problem that we know exists.
Yes.
How does it all happen?
What happens is the house administrators will give us what is known as an attendance referral. It is our job then to investigate, whether the student, how truant that student is, grades, whether there is a PINS petition or maybe a warrant for the student's arrest, and then we go out to the home and we give customer service. We let parents know. Many of our parents don't even know their kids don't go to school. They're working, they're busy, they drop them off and don't realize they really don't attend. We need to enlighten our parents on what's going on and who they need to be in contact with at school levels so that we close the loop. If kids think we're all on the same page, they're going to do what they need to do.
Right. Is a greater challenge, though, the parents who don't seem to care? I mean, how do we continue to try to address that segment of the population?
First and foremost, we look at our parents as our customers. The City School District has always had a high standard of customer service at all levels. We consider our parents, our students, and our community at large as our customers. So we feel we have something to sell to them, but it's an initiative that's going to help them in the long run. We do the selling, they get the benefit. We want to see children come back and get reconnected back into the educational system. We're using a customer service floor mat that brings us to their needs and not them to us. There have been a lot of changes in the Rochester City School District, but the biggest changes is to make them our customers, to let them know that we are there for them. They deserve the respect, they should have the support, and they should have accurate and knowledge information given to them.
I agree.
And not only that, but I can't say parents don't care. I just believe parents get frustrated trying to work the system and not know where to go, not know where to get information and how to access information, and that's our job.
That's our job.
Right. So while we're here, is there a central number that folks should be taking down, or do they call?
Well, I'll answer no, and then I'll let Jane explain the rest. I'll answer no.
Well, and the reason is our first meeting with parents should be through house administrators. After we have a contact with parents, we never lose touch with them. We're always doing follow-up. We're always finding out any more concerns and needs that they may have. But initially, it should be through the truancy, through the house administrators.
Right. So to the parents at home who may be interested, it's contact their house administrator, ask about what they saw in this show, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Do you then open a new case, and is there case management of that particular student and family?
Every time a referral is sent back to the initiative, it's considered a case. If we have one child out of compliancy as far as their educational service is concerned, that's an issue. So we consider every case an important case, and from that point on, it's treated as such. We go out, we go to get the information, we go to look, we go to give information, we go to do whatever we can do to reconnect this student back into the educational system or find out the reasons why they were not or if they are already. At times, students have returned back on their own and we get late information. But it's our job to go out there to find out what the meat of the information is.
Absolutely.
Right.
One of the things that was mentioned, and I know we can't really focus on it on this show, but PINS, person in need of supervision.
Yes.
I know we, in government, we always deal with a lot of acronyms and we're so comfortable with them, but can you just take a quick second and explain to folks what that might be?
PINS is basically probation. the city school district puts somebody basically over the student to ensure that his attendance does get better, you know. If it does not, there are consequences behind pins as well, and sometimes it's placement in some kind of, like St. Joseph's Villa or Hillside, something like that. But kids need to know that.
Absolutely.
They need to be aware of the repercussions of their actions.
Now, in terms of the services, you're trying to wrap services around not only the children but also the families. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you give some examples of the kinds of agencies or organizations that are coming to the table and trying to work with you?
We have a lot of great partners, okay? Group 14621 is one of them. The settlement houses, Baden Street Settlement, Charles Settlement House. We have Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We have the Boys and Girls Clubs. These are all services that we can tap parents into that will empower families to do what they need to do. We don't want to tell them what to do. We want them to want to do it on their own. And these organizations will help empower them.
Yeah, and those organizations obviously have a track record of working
and
with
very
the people
successful.
in those neighborhoods.
That's
I've
right.
experienced that myself. In terms of this new direction, you all, I'm assuming, have been in the district for some time. Tell me about your excitement in terms of where this is leading.
We're very excited because we see that the superintendent sees an issue on this. I'd like to say that when we're reconnecting students back into the city school district, that's bringing in revenue for the district. So we can work more efficiently with revenues coming in to open up different programs. So that opens up more programs for different outlets for students, to help with some of our lunch programs, to help with student support programs. So with them coming back, that's a benefit for the district, which we appreciate. And we're excited because they have a right to an education. And we see that education as something that we can stand as a forefront for a stronger community and new leaders. And we need to look at new leaders, and we're giving them a chance to start that path.
And again, you know, people talk about the home and how big the home is in this whole equation. Yeah, I heard you talk about the reactions from the family, the parents particularly. What about the reaction from the students? And this may be one of our last questions, but I definitely want to get this in.
But you know what? It's remarkably good.
Yes.
It really
Yes,
is
it
remarkably good. And for instance, I dealt with a young man who really did not want to go to school. And after we spoke to him and after we had a conversation, he said, you know what? I'll be back tomorrow. And that's a good thing because maybe hearing it from a neutral party helps.
Right.
You know?
Yep. And we also keep them as a captive audience. When we're working with them.
Right. And I hate to cut you short, but we are running out of time. This is a great program, and it is great to see that something is happening in the streets with our city school district students. And thank you for tuning into this segment of Citywise. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Don't go away. There's more Citywise coming up right after this message.
Are you looking for a special someone to share countless hours of enjoyment, smiles, and laughter? This friend, our pet of the week, is one of dozens of dogs, cats, and other pets and is waiting for a loving home like yours. All dogs and cats are spayed or neutered and vaccinated before leaving the shelter for your home. Why not call 428-7274 or visit Rochester Animal Services today, where there's always someone special waiting for you.
Hello, and welcome to Citywise. I'm your host, Rod Cox Cooper. High fashion is returning to Rochester in the form of the 48th Annual Ebony Fashion Fair. We've got two guests here in the studio to talk about this well-known and high-profile event. To my immediate left, Reverend Johnny Morrell, who is the Church and Community Chair for this event. Welcome.
Thank you.
And to her left, my far left, Donald Hunter, who is the Chair overall for the event. Welcome to both of you to Citywise. Good to see you.
Well,
Thank you.
Well,
You
very
too.
much.
And let's talk about this event. I'll say off the top, I grew up in Trinity Emmanuel Presbyterian Church, so I'm well aware of this event.
Yes.
But for those who aren't, let's talk about it. What exactly is going on here?
Yes, well, this is the 44th showing here in Rochester of the Ebony Fashion Fair, and Trinity Emmanuel Presbyterian Church has been the sole sponsor of this event for the past 44 years, and it's all about fashion, colors, and flair this year.
Now, you said it's been going on for 44 years, and you're saying Trinity Emmanuel has been the sole sponsor that whole time?
Yes.
Yes.
And how long have you been involved? I know it's been some years for you as well.
Yes,
correct?
well, this is my 6th year being involved. However, this is my 4th year as the chairperson here in Rochester for this event. Yeah.
Yes, it's also my 6th year being involved with the show.
And give me the distinction between chair of the event and church and community chair.
Well, I'll let Reverend Morell explain her chair.
Okay, I'm chairperson for the Trinity Emmanuel Church and Community Ministry team. And what we do, we work with the community and also with the church. We do the Church and Community Day, which is an event that we give away to the neighborhood. We do other different events for the neighborhood. It's our way of connecting with the neighborhood. And we also work with the Ebony Fashion Show, and along with Donald, and he's the chairperson for the show.
You might add, Donald looks like he's about to hit the runway right now.
Well, thank you very much.
So you're overall the chair of the
I am the
entire event.
chairperson of the fashion show. I work with a team of approximately 7 to 8 individuals, and it's I'm pretty much in the forefront, acting as the gopher, if you will, to help coordinate a lot of the efforts. But it's really the other 7 to 8 individuals that work behind the scenes that are very much instrumental in bringing all of this together for the city of Rochester.
And historically speaking, who was it that developed this whole fashion show concept?
Yeah, well, Mrs. Eunice Johnson, the wife of John Johnson of the Johnson Publishing Company, Ebony Magazine, Jet Magazine, she was the person that developed this concept in developing charitable contributions to organizations back in 1957. Yeah.
And I think it's important for folks to know that this is a high-profile event, but it does do a lot of good. Now, area businesses also have gotten on board in the past year, so tell us a little bit about what their role is.
Well, some of the businesses that we have, they've made contributions because all the proceeds that we receive actually go to the scholarship fund here in Rochester. We give scholarships to area students, doesn't matter the creed, race, or color. And this has been going on over 30 years. And at this time, we've given over $200,000 to approximately about 200 students.
Now, in terms of that may strike something with some folks watching. How do folks apply? Is there an application process or some team that makes these final decisions?
Yes, we do have a process that we use. There is an application that the students must fill out, and it's reviewed by the scholarship committee, which is also the Ebony Fashion Show committee. And we actually give this back to the community. There are certain guidelines that must be met.
Now, to date, how many students again? It's several hundred that you said have been
yes,
helped?
approximately 200 students. This year alone, we gave 6 scholarships, and each year we give from 6 to 8 scholarships.
And I want to emphasize, too, that this isn't just a one-time grant. For anyone who applies, they can come to us annually if they're in need of support. The only criteria that we require is that they maintain a C average, and making them eligible for any funding that we may provide or assist with.
Certainly, I mean, with the cost of college rising, scholarship efforts like yours are definitely welcome and needed. Now, in terms of the fashions again, I've been to this show myself. I've seen how wonderful it is. In terms of the models, are they part of the traveling group, or are they local models, or how does it work these days?
Well, the models they audition and to the Johnson Publishing Company in Chicago, and they originate from all over the country. They're selected by their unique qualifications, one of them being their height. For men, they must stand taller than 6'2", and for the women, they must stand taller than 5'10". And Mrs. Eunice Johnson is the person that does the judging of these potential models. And from there, she brings in the cream of the crop.
And it used to be a day that they were all small, but now we do have the plus size model, which has been really inspirational to people that wear, you know, something other than a size 2.
And there's quite a few people who fit that, in that category, so that's a good reality check, of course.
Yes.
I mentioned that it's a traveling show, and I'm aware of that. What exactly is the traveling season, and how does that all work on the national level?
Yeah. Well, this is the world's largest traveling fashion show, and they do a very good job in making sure that it is well publicized that this is such an event. Their traveling season starts in September and goes right through to the following May. And so they're perhaps hitting, in rough numbers, about 180 cities a year within that time span.
And I know our viewers are seeing some of the video from previous shows, and hopefully they're enjoying that. You just said 180 cities across the U.S. or international?
International.
Yeah, that's very big.
Yeah.
Well, for instance, our show is actually next Thursday. Well, next Wednesday they'll be in Buffalo. Next Thursday they'll be in Rochester. Next Friday they'll be in Syracuse.
Wow, so when do they get a break? That's the question. In terms of the fashions, what should people expect when they see the fashions?
Well, Reverend Morell, I think you would do a better job than me.
Well, I really call it the show of the century this year because I have reviewed one of the videos. It's something that you would, well, we'll see something like that, you know, look like maybe you could be a part of the show this year.
Yes.
Yeah, we have no problem with the height requirement, though.
And there will be beautiful clothing for casual. There are swimsuits. There's a dress up, you know, if you're going out to the ball. And then you can take it back. Maybe you're just going to go out for a day on the town. You know, any fashion that you're looking for, I think you'll see at the show. Very colorful, very beautiful. And we do have the men model and the ladies, which makes it a unisex show.
Absolutely. So everybody should be coming out.
Oh, yes, everybody.
In terms of the, besides the fashions, there are other appealing aspects of this year's show. What are some of those things?
Well, we also, at each city that the event comes to, there are door prizes that are given away. We have local contributors that provide an item for us to give away at the show. There's also giveaways that the Johnson Publishing Company also provides, and those are numerous to mention. But if you want to not only receive a publication for 6 months to the Jet magazine or a full year subscription to the Ebony, you'll also receive a lot of other great gifts, and these are items that are well worth and 4 times as much as the ticket price. Yeah.
Well, and I know that folks at home will wonder about some of the other particulars like cost and location and things of that nature. I think we've put some of that up on the screen, but can we just go through that very, very briefly?
Well, the tickets are $25. We only have one price here in Rochester. And I just want to let everyone know they're getting a good price. Some of the other cities, the tickets are going for $60. In Chicago, as high as $147, according to where you're sitting at the show. So you're getting a steal in Rochester for $25. And along with that, you get 1 year's subscription to Ebony magazine or 6 months to Ebony. So anywhere you go, you're going to, you know, make out pretty good. And we're asking everybody to just come out, and it's for a good cause, because anything that we keep in Rochester goes to the scholarship fund. So we're helping some young lady or young man to further their education, which is very critical in these times.
And with respect to the scholarships, again, I know we talked about that a little earlier. How has the feedback been from the students that you've been able to help? I mean, can you see the true benefit of all the work that you've put in?
Oh yes, oh yes. We have the students, former students, approach us on numerous occasions, letting us know where they're at in life. We have doctors, we have attorneys, we have people who have started their own business, and just so many individuals that we have supported over the years that it really humbles us to know that we've made, to us, a small impact in furthering their objectives in life, but to them it was a major impact, and we really feel humble and appreciative.
And you've seen the same?
Yeah, and one thing we do, we dedicate our service one Sunday to those people. They come to church, we present them with the scholarships, we show them that we appreciate them. And the thing that's really, I'd say, exciting is when you receive the cards back thanking you for what you've done. So they really appreciate it.
That's what it's all about.
And the families appreciate it.
They sure do.
Yes.
Well, now, we've talked about the actual models, but let's say someone's sitting at home right now, and this is their American Idol moment. They believe that they could be on the stage. How do they go about that? What would you suggest to them?
Oh, they can contact us at the numbers that are provided on the screen, and we basically need from them is a little information, a portfolio, also indicating their height, which is very critical, and we'll send that off to Chicago and have Mrs. Johnson and her team assess their qualifications.
Now, Donald, I know, or I believe at least, this may be your last year in the position as chair. Give me some thoughts of what you've seen over this period and how you've seen it grow and what you hope to see as it moves forward.
Well, I've seen this show going back to many years, and it has grown as far as what it's able to offer to the general public as far as fashions, and I would like to continue to see that happen. I would also like to see local individuals a part of the tour. Will help sort of give Rochester something to be very proud of, to see that one of their homegrowns have actually taken upon this career. We've had a number of celebrities that were former models of the Ebony Fashion Show, like Richard Roundtree, Diane Carroll, Dionne Warwick, and the list goes on. And there's opportunities there. So
Good. Well, we want to thank you again for coming on. We urge the citizens here who are watching to come on out and support this very worthy cause. Again, high fashion comes to Rochester in the Ebony Fashion Fair. We hope to see you there, and we'll see you soon on Citywise. Thank you.
If you have questions or comments on this program or suggestions for future programs, give us a call at 428-6064 or visit the city's homepage at www.cityofrochester.gov.